$20 a day looks disciplined until your smartphone spends it for you. By Friday, that green checkmark turns into a red balance. Where did it go? The average household pays about $113 a month for cellular service, almost $4 a day. Add 4 streaming subscriptions averaging $69 a month, and your essential phone is already over $6 a day before food or gas. If you are living on a low or middle income and you feel trapped, $6 a day is not background noise. It is the difference between okay and stressed. And the first time your budget breaks is rarely a big splurge. It is a quiet $6.99 renewal at 2:13 a.m. while you are asleep. And suddenly, the next day starts behind. Coffee, fast food, and alcohol, and still lose the week. This is Wealth Mentor Pro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. And if your plan is $20 a day, what happens when your phone turns spending into a reflex instead of a decision? Because that is the real question under the numbers. You are trying. You are saying no to the obvious stuff. You are doing the disciplined things. So why do you still feel broke? And what can you change without making life miserable? Stay with me, because in about 14 minutes, you will have 3 simple switches that keep your phone useful, but stop it from quietly draining your week. If this helps, tap like so it finds the right people. I have made these exact mistakes on a tight month. Monday starts clean. The rule is strict and simple. $20 for the day. No coffee run. No drive-through. No just one drink. The kind of discipline that feels like progress. And the phone gets a mental green check mark. Essential. Not part of the problem. It is the calendar, the bank app, the work schedule, the family messages, the map, the alarm, the flashlight. It is how you show up to life. So it feels unfair to put it in the same category as treats. But if you are earning a modest income, the budget does not care what feels fair. The budget only cares what leaves the account. So on Monday before lunch, you see the first truth. The phone is not just a tool, it is also a pipeline. Spending follows the path of least resistance, like gravity. When buying is effortless, buying happens more often, and the phone is built to remove resistance. Monday afternoon, you are doing fine. And then the phone does what it always does. It offers you a small option that feels harmless. A streaming trial ends. A subscription renews. A storage plan bumps you up because your photos are almost full. A music app pulls $10.99 because you forgot the renewal date. A delivery membership is $9.99 because you used it once last month and it felt helpful. A fitness app charges $7.99 because you told yourself you would start on Monday, and then Monday arrived. None of it feels like spending because you did not hand over cash. You did not walk to a counter. You did not see your wallet open. You just woke up and your balance was smaller. My phone has never once asked if rent is paid. So you open your bank app and you see it. 3 or 4 tiny charges. $6.99, $9.99, $4.99, $12.99. Nothing dramatic. But on a $20 day, 3 charges can erase a quarter of your budget before you even think about dinner. Now take the math one step further. $20 a day is $140 a week. It is $600 for a 30-day month. If your phone essentials and digital extras are already over $6 a day, that is over $180 a month before groceries, bus fare, gas, laundry, or medicine. It is not that you cannot budget. It is that the phone has been living outside the budget. This is the part most videos skip. They love to blame the latte. They love a clean villain. But when you are low or middle income, the problem is rarely one big bad choice. The problem is a dozen small ones that slide through the same doorway every day in the background. And that doorway is the phone. Here is the first calm payoff. The phone is not free inside a $20 budget. It is already a fixed cost, and it is also a spending machine. So the question becomes sharper. If $6 a day is locked in, can you actually live on the remaining $14 without feeling like life is just saying no all day? That is not a motivation question. That is a design question. Subscriptions renew on time, even when our paychecks do not. Do this today. Open your bank or card statement and circle every auto-renewing charge from the last 30 days. Do not judge yourself, just circle them. The first step to control is visibility. Because the stakes are not about shame. The stakes are about stability. If you do not name the fixed costs, the phone turns your budget into a guessing game, and guessing games are expensive. And here is the quiet mini reveal. You might not be overspending on fun. You might be overspending on default. Some subscriptions renew like clockwork. Our discipline does not. Now Monday can still be a win. You can still cook. You can still skip the impulse purchase. You can still be the person who follows the plan. But Tuesday is where the phone stops being a bill and starts being a behavior. Spending follows the path of least resistance, like gravity. Tuesday, you are not thinking about money. You are thinking about time. Work runs late. The bus is slow. Your kid needs something for school tomorrow. Your feet hurt. The kitchen feels far away. The idea of cooking feels like lifting a weight with tired arms. Then the phone offers a shortcut with a bright button. Reorder. A $12 meal becomes $22, then $26, then $28 once the fees, tip, and small add-ons show up. That is not rare. That is normal inside delivery apps. The phone makes it feel like you are buying dinner. In reality, you are buying dinner plus the convenience stack that rides on top of it. Convenience fees are very polite. They show up on schedule. Now look at the daily budget. $20 for the day. If lunch was $8, you have $12 left. A delivery order at $26 does not just break the day, it steals from tomorrow. And this is where real life shows up. Because if you are low or middle income, you do not have a big buffer. You do not have a category called whatever. You have bills that do not care about your mood. One expensive day forces a cheap day later, and cheap days are harder than people pretend. This is why the usual advice can feel insulting. Just never order delivery. Just cook every meal. Just be disciplined. It sounds simple from a distance, but it ignores the moments that cause the spend. Exhaustion, time pressure, a sick child, a broken car, a double shift, a day where your brain is running on low battery. And in those moments, the phone does not say, "Protect your future." It says, "Click here, problem solved." Here is a number that makes the pressure real. A lot of adults say they would not cover a $400 emergency fully with cash or an equivalent. That is not a personality problem. Thin margins mean a $28 order can trigger a chain reaction. It can mean a late fee. It can mean an overdraft. It can mean you put groceries on a card you are already carrying. So the issue is not delivery itself. The issue is how often it happens and how invisible the true cost becomes when it is one tap away. Here is the second calm payoff. You do not have to ban convenience. You have to budget it like it is real. Because it is real. Let Tuesday stay realistic. Let us say you allow one convenience spend a week. One delivery, or one ride, or one, "I cannot deal with dinner" purchase. 1. Not every time the day is hard. Not every time the phone offers comfort. On a $20 a day plan, one convenience spend is not a punishment. It is a boundary that protects the other 6 days. Here is what that looks like with numbers. If one delivery order costs $26, then 2 orders a week is $52. That is more than 2 full $20 days. If you add one rideshare at $18 because the bus is late, that is $70. On a $140 week, that is devastating. That is not a moral failure. That is a planning problem. So you set a cap that fits a modest life. For some people, it is one convenience spend per week. For others, it is a strict dollar cap, like $30 for the entire week, and when it is gone, it is gone. Then you add a replacement plan, because caps without replacements feel like punishment. Replacement plan, simple. Keep 2 low-effort meals ready, not gourmet, not aspirational. 2. A frozen option and a pantry option. Something that takes under 10 minutes. Because most delivery orders are not about taste. They are about time, stress, and decision fatigue. Support this rule with 3 calm moves. First, if you want the convenience, choose pickup over delivery when possible. You keep the food, and you cut the fee stack. Second, if you use rideshare for safety, keep it for safety. Do not let it become default transportation when you have a cheaper option. Third, when you do use convenience, treat it like an event. Enjoy it fully. Do not half enjoy it and then feel guilty. The boundary is what makes it safe. Rule 3 is the friction rule. Make impulse spending require 2 steps. The benefit is that you get your brain back. You are not trying to be perfect. You are creating a pause. Here is a concrete example. If you spend $9.99 3 times a month on little upgrades, that is $30. If you add a couple of small shopping carts, you can quietly hit $100. And in a $20 a day world, $100 is 5 days of budget. 5 days. That is a week of groceries for some households. That is a gas fill-up plus laundry. That is the difference between paying a bill on time and paying a late fee. So we make the phone a little slower at buying. Support this rule with 3 settings changes that take less than 10 minutes. First, remove your saved payment method from the 2 apps that trigger you most. If you have to type the card number again, you create a pause. You are not banning yourself. You are inserting friction. Second, turn off push notifications for shopping, delivery, and deals, and move those apps off your home screen into a folder on the last page. If you need an app, you will open it. If you do not need it, it does not get to interrupt you. Third, use a 24-hour pause for non-essentials over $20. If you still want it tomorrow, you decide with a clear head. If you do not, you just saved a day of budget. And if you are carrying high-cost debt, this friction matters even more. Credit card rates can sit around 21%. That means even when you stop spending, interest keeps taking a bite. Interest is what you pay for the privilege of forgetting. Teaching a phone manners takes less time than arguing with it. Now step back and connect it to wealth building one more time, clearly. These rules are not about being good. They are about protecting your net worth, what you own minus what you owe, from tiny leaks that turn into fees, interest, and stress. A small buffer and less high-cost debt are the foundation that makes ownership possible later. Ownership can be as simple as owning your time, owning a little savings, owning a small emergency cushion, and eventually owning diversified long-term investments as a concept, slowly, realistically, and without fantasy. Now for the hidden payoff. The 1-minute ritual that makes the phone behave like a tool again. It is not a magic setting. It is a weekly check that keeps small leaks from becoming big problems. Here is the reframe, simple and concrete. $20 a day is not a vibe, it is a boundary. So once a week, you do 3 checks. First, open your subscriptions list and count them. Not to shame yourself, to see the number. If it is 3, fine. If it is 12, also fine. The point is that you cannot manage what stays invisible. Second, open your most tempting app and look at your saved card. If the card is saved, you are one face scan away from spending. Remove it. That is not weakness. That is design meeting design. Third, look at your notification settings and turn off anything that tries to sell you something. Keep banking alerts on. Keep fraud alerts on. Keep work alerts on. We are not going offline. We are going selective. Now tie it back to a very real consequence, because this is where people get hurt. When your balance is low, tiny auto charges can trigger overdrafts. Picture this. You have $83 in checking until payday. 3 renewals hit, $9.99, $14.99, $6.99. Then a small charge pushes you negative, and you get hit with a $35 overdraft fee. The fee costs more than the subscriptions did, and the phone never felt like the problem, until it was. Here is the ritual in 1 sentence. Once a week, count subscriptions, remove 1 saved card, and silence 1 sales notification. That is it. And there is a quiet irony here. Your phone can ping you 40 times a day with no effort. You can spend 1 minute teaching it manners. Now go back to the opening image, the green check mark. The goal is not to turn the phone into a red X. The goal is to turn it into a neutral tool, useful, quiet, and not secretly running your budget. If you are living on a modest income, this matters more than any flashy trick. Because when your margin is thin, the phone can steal your stability in small bites. And stability is the first building block of wealth. Stability is the first $100 that stops a crisis from becoming a fee. Then it is $500 that keeps you from using a card when something breaks. Then it is 1 month of expenses over time, built slowly, because slow and steady is how real safety is built. And after that, you can think about long-term growth, carefully, diversified, low cost in concept, and realistic, because your foundation can hold it. If your budget has been losing to real life, it does not mean you are broken. It means your defaults were not built for a tight income. So keep your phone, keep the bank app, keep the work tools, keep the maps and the messages. Just stop letting the phone decide what small means. And if you want one question to carry into tomorrow, make it this. Before you tap, is this essential, or is this convenience pretending to be essential? That one pause is where Money Calm begins. This is Wealth Mentor Pro. If you enjoyed this, like the video and subscribe for more calm, practical money lessons. And when you are ready, watch the next video YouTube suggests, and keep building quiet progress.